Okay, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the third in the episode of carrying out test routes in the High Wycombe area. Today it's a lovely day, first weekend I think that it's been sunny for quite a while, so we're going to carry out what is quite a difficult test route today. So I'll narrate it as I go around, and hopefully if you can let me know in the comments below anything that you need to understand, that will be fantastic. Thanks very much. So again, we're starting at the High Wycombe Test Centre, and I'm going to carry on through looking all around first off before I go to make sure it's safe and clear. If it is safe and clear, then I'll proceed out, looking into the industrial estate around me, and once again travelling up the rather bumpy road. So we've been told to turn left at the end of the road and then turn left, first exit at the roundabout. So mirrors, centre and left indicate left. I'm hoping I set up the camera on the left hand side so you can see well what's going on. And nothing there, so I'm going to proceed out. Just moving out slightly more than I would normally because there's some broken glass in the road. And then we've been told to turn left at the roundabout, so mirrors, centre and left indicate left. Gently coming up to the roundabout, looking to the right and left. Two vehicles coming to the right so far, and one indicating to go off first exit. So I'm going to take that and checking all around me to make sure it's safe and clear. Getting up to 30 miles an hour, it's important that you get up to the speed limit when you can. You've got to make progress when it's safe and clear to do so. Obviously if it was busy, cars parked both sides, couldn't see in between them, then I wouldn't be going 30 miles an hour. Drive according to road conditions always. So proceeding down the road, remembering of course that on test you'll be pulled over several times on the left hand side of the road. They'll just say to you, pull up on the left hand side of the road in a safe place, and it's for you to decide what's safe, legal and convenient. So, and then they'll just say to you, drive on when you're ready, and then look all around to make sure it's clear, indicate if necessary, drive on when it is safe. So proceeding down the road, again checking my mirrors all the time so I know what's going on. Big thing now on practical tests is observations. If you don't look in your mirrors, you will fail. So lights have gone red ahead of me for a pedestrian crossing, so gently brake in. I'm just going to come up to that, waiting for obviously the lights to change. So that's a pelican crossing, flashing amber. You can go on a flashing amber light, provided it's safe and clear to do so. So proceeding round now, and in a moment we're going to come up to a couple of mini roundabouts, and we've been told to turn right at the first mini roundabout. So you may be able to pick them up on the camera now, coming up about 400 metres ahead. Again checking my mirrors. Road's getting a little bit narrower now with parked cars and oncoming vehicles, so just reducing my speed down to about 25 miles an hour, and checking the pedestrian crossing. I can't see to the right, so going slower. I can see now it's clear. So we've been told to turn right, don't indicate until gone past the junction on the right, and then mirrors, centre and right indicate up. So looking to the right and ahead, making sure it's clear. Car turning to the right, so that's fine. So now they could say to you at the end of the road turn left, at the end of the road go ahead, but it's very difficult on this particular road to see where the end of the road actually is. So you might be able to see there's a give way sign just coming up there, and then another one there that somehow has got twisted round. So this is where the end of the road is. We're going to go ahead, so we're gently going to come up to it. You can just about make out the give way line. So anybody that's not indicating should go around in front. So there's no one there, So I'm going to carry on through. But you've got to make sure that the examiner sees that you've checked both ways to make sure it's safe and clear. So we're coming up to something unique now almost, a shared space. It's not a roundabout. We've been told to turn left first exit. So this is basically a T-junction. It is not a roundabout. So carrying on through down the road, making sure it's safe and clear, checking the lights, making sure they stay green, carrying on through, and we've been told to turn right at the traffic lights. So heading on down, the lights could change before I get there, so I'm just going to reduce my speed a little bit, indicate right after checking mirrors and coming round. And then there's all sorts going on with these roundabouts down here now, so you have to get over into what will eventually be the central lane. So I'm just going to hold back now because there's a couple of cars there want to get over. So rather than be a little bit brutish, I'll just hold back and let them come out. The light's changing to red anyway, so we'll just hang back. So waiting now for those lights to change. Keep looking all around so I know what's going on, particularly on the left, because the cars on my left will want to come over. So I've let a couple come over now. So I'm going to carry on down. So the traffic lights were taken out a few weeks ago by someone having a crash into the control unit. Quite complicated now on these ones. So a lot of people are seeing the pedestrian crossing lights, thinking they're for the roundabout, and then just proceeding straight out when they see the green light. Unfortunately, it is just for the pedestrian crossing. That's not for the roundabout. Normal roundabout rules apply when the lights are not working. So there is a give way sign that is there just in front. Hopefully you can see it now in the camera. We've been told to turn left first exit. So going to come up, mirrors indicate left, making sure it's safe. Going to come up to the give way line, then you can see here hopefully we got a give way. Looking to the right, nothing's there, so I'm going to come round. So now you can see the pedestrian crossing lights have changed. So I'm waiting here. But very awkward on that roundabout now. There's been 3 crashes to my knowledge on there. So they keep trying to slow the traffic down in the vain hope that they'll see that this is the lights for the pedestrian crossing and not the lights for the roundabout. So we can see there, gone to green, so you only go at green, not amber. And we're going to proceed down the road, 30-mile-an-hour road again here, so we're going to proceed down at 30 miles an hour, of course, no further on the speed, because you mustn't speed on test, that would be a bad thing. Gently braking now, don't know what's around the corner, so don't want to go hurtling round. And we're still going ahead, and we've been told just to follow signs Great Missenden for a while, but it is ahead in this position. You can't see the sign now because of the van in front, but the sign is slightly confusing. Many of my pupils think that they've actually got to get over into the right hand lane, but you don't. It's just basically telling you it's in a head position. And therefore you will always be in the left-hand lane. So green light, we can go. Hopefully you can see that now, the Great Missenden sign, a little confusing, but you stay in the left-hand lane. Still following signs for Great Missenden, so you can see there, Great Missenden, ahead, second exit. So keep it in the left-hand lane, because patent signs aren't there to tell me to use the right one. So looking right and ahead, nothing there, so I'm going to proceed on round. And mirrors indicate left, come to the left. And new road, new mirrors, making sure it's safe and clear, gently braking for this person that's coming out in front, and then back out again. We've been told to go ahead at the next roundabout. Mini roundabout signified by the sign, blue background, white arrows. Bearing to the left because there's a right hand exit on it, so I need to be bearing to the left. Checking, nothing coming that's going to bother me. Checking the pedestrian crossing. Perfectly safe. Then we've been told to turn right at the roundabout. So turn left at the roundabout. So mirrors indicate left, and coming round, nothing there, so just proceed round left. Then we're going to go ahead at the traffic lights. On test they probably wouldn't say anything to you, so you always go ahead if nothing's said. They'll say at the beginning of the test, go ahead at all times unless I want you to turn left or right. If so, I'll give you good warning. So we're going to go ahead. And watching the traffic, checking my mirrors all the time, checking to see what the cars are doing ahead of me as well. So we've been told to take the next turn on the right, so mirrors indicate right. And gently coming round, check it into the road, and then back on the gas. Checking my mirrors, making sure it's safe and clear as I come up the road. And we've been told to take the next turning on the right. So mirrors, centre and right, indicate up, look into the road, look ahead, don't do a right corner cut, check into the road again. You could just see those parked cars and the vehicle coming ahead of me, so I held back and continuing down the hill. Quite often you're pulled up on the left hand side just here and told to drive on when it's safe. Nice to do a second gear pull away here if you're in a manual car. Just shows the examiner that you're thinking about what you're actually doing. So we've been told to turn left at the end of the road. So centre and left mirror check indicate down. Coming round, following the curb round, looking to the right and the left, making sure it's safe. There's a vehicle coming round on the left, slightly on my side because of the parked cars, so I held back for that car. So if there are cars parked on the other side of the road and you want to turn left, be aware that any oncoming vehicles from the left hand side could be directly in front of you. You must always be looking in the direction you're going to drive before you actually drive there. Quite often they'll ask you to pull up on the right hand side of the road down here and then reverse back 2 car lengths. Quite an easy manoeuvre. Hopefully I'll be covering that in later episodes. So national speed limit sign now, so checking my mirrors and getting some speed up now. The examiner will want to see an increase of speed if it's safe and clear to do so. Don't just go down the road at the same speed at 30 miles an hour as it was before, because you're just failing to make progress and you will fail. Difficult road this one to come up. Got to make sure you stay in the centre of the lane, adjusting your speed accordingly. Don't go hurtling around the bends. Keep it in the centre nicely. Bit of a tricky bend to the left coming up now, so reducing speed slightly as I come up to this one. Coming round, nothing there. Put a little bit of gas on now. Remembering it's still 60 miles an hour road, but if you can't stop easily within the distance you can see, you mustn't do the speed limit. You must always be able to stop easily within the distance you can see. That's the overriding factor of any speed limit. So we're going to take the next turn on the left. Gently brake in, looking into the road, van parked there, so I'm going to be cautious. And I'm actually going to hold back, waiting for that car to come through, checking my mirrors to make sure nothing's coming up too fast behind. Centre right mirror again to come out from the parked vehicle. No need to indicate to go past parked vehicles. That's a bit old school to do that these days. I would always advocate though, if you're going past a bus, coach, parked up lorry that may have someone in it preparing to pull off, always nice to indicate, just a little indicator just to show the driver you are intending to go past. Checking my mirrors as I'm coming down again. Parked cars both sides of the road here, So just going with caution, dropping my speed to 25 now, checking my mirrors to come out, and then back on the gas again once I know it's clear. You've been told to turn left at the end of the road. Got to be careful on this particular road because there is a junction on the left just before the end of the road, so I'm not going to indicate until I get halfway across that. Central left mirror, indicate now. Hopefully you were able to see that on the camera. So indicator straight off. If you don't turn your indicator off, the examiner may well move over and turn it off for you because there is a junction on the left hand side, and if any cars were coming from that direction, they could think that you're going to turn into there, and he just turned the indicator off for you. That would be game over on test day. So always make sure your indicator goes off once you're into the road, your new road. Continuing down the hill, controlling my speed, don't want to run away with myself down here, bit bumpy. So we've been told at the end of the road at the traffic lights turn left and then turn right. Turn left at the traffic lights, then take the first turn in on the right. So mirrors central left indicate. Bit of a tight one here, but I can see my arrow, so I'm going to take that. Just checking to make sure no one's jumping the lights. Keeping to the left, and then I'm going to take the first turn on the right. So central right mirror check, indicate. We can see a filter lane to get into, but there's an awful lot of traffic coming up here, so I'm going to be a bit careful. There's a yellow box on the right, which you shouldn't park in, but clearly someone is. So I'm going to take that now and come round into the road. So carrying on through, checking my mirrors all the time, making sure it's safe, and going past a school. So it's Sunday today, so shouldn't be anybody there, but just being cautious with it. And again, at least it's not raining today, so that's nice. Been raining quite a lot during the week as well. And we've been told to take the next turn in on the left. So about 10 car lengths away, check your central left mirror, indicate left, looking into the road, some people over there, just making sure they stay put on the path, looking into the road, making sure it's safe, and then just going to move over here slightly for this car, and then back out again. Checking my mirrors again all the time so I know what's going on. Got a car parks on the right, loads of cars on the left. If anything big came down the other way now over the brow of the hill, I'd need to take avoiding action, so I'm not going too fast. And now we've got a brow of a hill plus a bend to the left. So again, don't want to go too fast. Gently round, and we've been told to go ahead, or they may even say nothing to, in case you always just go ahead. So gently braking way out from the junction so you don't end up in a mess by braking harshly at the end. Just gentle progressive braking. Hopefully you could see that on the cameras. I didn't sort of end up with a big boink at the end, where I braked all at the end and none at the beginning. So coming down, we've been told to take the next turn on the left. So mirrors central left, indicate left. Gently coming round and into the road. This is a special road, one-way road, white arrows, black on blue backgrounds, and you can see the arrows in the road. You've been told to turn right, so mirrors central right, indicate right, then come to the right hand side of the road. because this is a one-way road, you must be on the right to turn right. If you are not, that would be a bad thing on test day. So gently out, making sure it's safe and clear, edging out all the time. We've got a learner in front of us, so we'll just see what he's going to do. There's a big gap on his side, so hopefully he's going to take that and come in. Good. And then I'm going to proceed through. So we've been told to turn right at the end of the road, so carrying on through, making sure it's safe and clear, mirrors centre and right, indicate right, and then proceeding through to the actual line, looking right and left, making sure it's clear. Can't see because of some pedestrians on the left, cars clear on the right, so I'm going to take that through there. And then we've been told to turn left at the traffic lights. So I'll just hold back here. I think this lorry's parked, I'm not sure. But I'll wait now until the light goes to red before I turn left. So, he wasn't parked. Good job I didn't try and get past him. So we're going to go left, checking into the road, making sure it's clear, and a bit tight here, so go with caution, and then over the speed bumps. Again, checking the pedestrian crossing, making sure it's clear, no one's going to walk across it, and then proceeding on through. Red lights ahead, so checking my mirrors again to make sure it's safe and clear. Checking all around, just generally looking to make sure no pedestrians are going to come out in front, no bicycles are going to come down each side. Always got to be on the lookout for cyclists. Keep looking in my mirrors, then check my centre and right mirror to come out. And then just check into the limit of the bends as I come round, making sure it's safe and clear. Again, keeping to the limit of the corners to make sure it's safe and clear. Then we've been told to turn right at the end of the road. So centre and right mirror check, indicate right. Nothing coming on the right, so just touch the paint of the first roundabout. Again, nothing coming from the right, so touch the paint and then come round. Checking the pedestrian crossing, perfectly clear, so carry on through, make progress when I can. And then just checking the junctions to make sure they're safe and clear. No one's proceeding out of them. Checking my centre and right mirror to come out from parked cars. And then centre and left mirror to come back in from parked cars. Keeping a good distance from any vehicles ahead. 2 seconds on a dry road today. 4 seconds on a wet. Nobody at the pedestrian crossing, so no problems there. There is a speed camera coming up, but I'm well below 30 at the moment, so no worries. And shortly we'll be coming up to a roundabout where we will be turning right at that roundabout. So just generally making sure it's safe and clear as I come up. Again, keeping my distance from the bus ahead. A meter's clearance at least from the vehicles on the left. Checking my mirrors all the time. So we are coming up to the roundabout that I said, where we'll be turning right. The road does start to move out, you may see on the camera, quite early, so we'll just make sure there'll be mirrors that indicate to come up, and then look in to make sure it's safe and clear. Look into the right, nothing come in. Lots of people fail their test on this roundabout because it's difficult to actually see around this bend. They go at the wrong time, and then of course they get dual controlled. So centre and right mirror check indicate right, and look it into the road and turn in gently into the road. Central right mirror check again, always new road, new mirrors. I think I've said twice before how bumpy this road is, doesn't get any better. And again, they do carry out sometimes an emergency stop down this road if they haven't been able to find anything, a road suitable on test. So therefore we're back to the test centre now. You just be asked to go through the green gates and then drive forward into a bay. So we'll stop the test just here because obviously I can't go through, it's a Sunday. So that's it folks, not a bad test route, some difficult parts of it, but if you're trained correctly you should have no real problems in getting around any of those particular nasty little bits on that route. So any comments, do leave them below. If you can subscribe and turn on the notification bell, that would be fantastic. I am going to carry out a fair few more test route films, so if you want to see the other ones coming up, then turn on the notification and you'll get all those come through. So yeah, have a fantastic day, and I'll